Okay, so where does construction begin? Today we're going to be talking about, where to get started online. We're going to be talking about logo, brand colors, and then we're going to go into how to select what we're going to do with our logo. This is something you don't want to miss. Okay, let's start with the logo, and let me just get something off of my chest really quickly. I am so sick of seeing logos like Google's logo, like Facebook's logo, that are just a little letter, a little font. To me, there's no creativity whatsoever with those. They are just a safe route. They're just something that stands by itself. I'm probably going to get banned from existence for saying this out loud, but I can't help it. I hate logos like that. They bore me to death, and to me, it's just like the safe thing that people end up doing. And just so you guys know, you might see me look back there a couple times. I have a couple notes written down because I can't remember all this brand color stuff by myself. But let's talk a little bit about how to decide on what you should do with your logo. So I want you to kind of do a little mental exercise and think about your own personality. And I've never seen anybody do this before, and God knows I'm not a graphic designer. So this is the way that we came up with our logos. We've done tons of logos for construction companies as well. So think about your personality and be really honest with yourself. Are you a braggadocious person? Are you a happy person? I know that most of us would certainly like to be. Are you jovial? Do you crack jokes a lot? Do you have a lot of energy? Are you shy? Are you quiet? Are you easily excitable? Do you have a propensity to get loud? Think about all these different types of things, and if you can't come up with them by yourself, ask a friend. Ask a friend to tell you what your personality is like, because this is going to be an integral piece of determining a logo for your business. So once you have all that written down, when I wrote mine down, by the way, it said loud, obnoxious, youthful, easily excitable, all sorts of different types of things that I could come up with. And by the way, that's why we have a freaking gorilla as our logo, is because loud, obnoxious, just like what I am. So I want you to think about things like that. And before you get to designing the features of the logo, I want you to consider what colors you want to use. And this is where I'm going to look back there to look at a couple of my notes here for you. But I wanted to go through each of the colors and kind of talk with you guys about when I would use these types of colors and what they mean about your logo, what types of emotions they can elicit in your potential customers, and ultimately just try to help you along your journey of figuring out what the best colors that you can use for your color scheme are. So here's the most common colors in construction industries, and I'll give you a couple examples of the types of industries that we see them in more often than not. So starting off with black. Black is the color of mystery and sophistication. It is a very commonly used color. It is something that you will see in almost every single industry. So especially when a company is prim and proper, and hey, maybe that's you, they end up using black a lot. One of the advantages of using black and white, which we'll get into later, is that black is a color that works really well on just about any shirt. And by the way, if you're wearing a black shirt or a gray shirt or something, you can just flip it right around and use it as white instead, and it works out perfectly. So just a monotone black logo can work very well, and we see it all over every single industry, not just construction. The next one, which I believe is the most commonly used color in all colors as far as logos are concerned, is blue. So with blue, blue is the color of calmness, credibility, reliability, trust, eliciting calm things and natures to your customer. If you're a person that you're very calm and you're all about good vibes maybe or something like that, in general, blue is just a really great color to use, and it's really great in just about any type of business that you may want to operate because of that feature of trust. We see this in every single industry, much like black, in the sense that a blue logo is something that is supposed to convey that a brand is something that you can trust. And by the way, that's why we used it for ours too. So no shame in using blue for any of your logos, no matter what type of industry that you're in. Now we're going to jump a little bit into some different colors that I would or would not suggest based on what you're doing. The next one is green. So green is a great color. It's actually my favorite color, so you'll probably see me wearing some green shirts here and there on some of these videos. But green elicits much different emotions in the human psyche. So the first of which is nature. So if you are a tree business or an arborist, or if you do lawn care, for example, green is a great color for you to use because it matches what you're doing very, very well. It can also suggest things like wealth. So outside of the construction industry, if you are, say, a financial advisor or something like that, I would strongly suggest using green. I want to use green no matter what I'm talking about because it's my favorite color, so of course I'm biased to that. But you should also know that much like how black can indicate death or grieving in some cultures, green can also represent enviousness and guilt. And so as you're thinking about colors, you really want to include that. So for example, if I were a roofer, I would probably suggest against using green because the last thing that you want as you're trying to help customers through roof damage and repair and things like that would be for them to think, oh, they're greedy or something like that. And by the way, to date, I've never seen a roofer logo be green before. Just something that I've noticed. I'll probably find a big one here before the end of this video is over. Next up is red. Red is the color of passion, excitement, daring. This can also be the color of violence, caution. So be very careful with your usage of red. We do see red around the construction industries. We see this particularly with general contracting businesses, and it elicits an emotion of, hey, we're going to try something that maybe we haven't done before. So I do like the color of red. There are certain circumstances where I might recommend against it. So let's say you're an electrician, something that people associate with danger anyways, because let's face it, you could get shocked. I would probably suggest against the color red. That might be something that's more apt for the color blue, or maybe a sophistication color of black, something like that. If I were doing electrician, I would probably choose blue and yellow. Those are just the ones that come to mind for me. Last up, we have white. White is a color that is fresh, clean, crisp, peaceful. It is neutral. It is a color where if you don't want your logo to jump off the page, if you want something else in your business to kind of showcase your brand's image, then I would suggest using white. An advantage to using white is that it's going to match virtually every single business card, shirt, all of the above that you're ever going to use. White is a great color for any businesses. Couple examples of where you find logos. So with yellow and orange, I see these all over commercial suppliers. I see them all over people that provide. I always think about Tonka trucks and renting commercial equipment. I see yellow and orange all the time with that stuff. So that's just one of those examples. As far as roofers, I see a lot of blues in their logo design. Makes sense to me because of what it means to be trustworthy, things like that. General contractors, I see y'all with every damn color that exists. So whatever color is your favorite, man, just go with that because chances are if you have a favorite color, it probably says something about your personality too. So I guess I'm greedy or something like that, but green's been my favorite color since I was born. So I've been consistently greedy if anything, but it could also mean that I love nature and I love just the types of things that it elicits in me. So there's no shame in what your favorite color is whatsoever. That's pretty much it for as logo colors are concerned. So you've chosen your colors. Look up a color wheel online. There's all sorts of information out there about color marketing. Take 5-10 minutes, read a little bit about it, and it'll help you choose what color you want to use with your business. But here's the critical step. Look up what those colors go with. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen a logo that looks terrible because they just plain out chose the wrong associated color with it. So go to Google, type in look at my color wheel, look up what colors complement your color of choice. I would typically suggest picking one that you like, and just looking at the things that go with it. Blue yellow is very, very common. Black white is very common. We see some with purple and red, things like that go together. Certain things don't go together. So I can't tell you how many times I've seen things like purple and pink going together. They're very similar colors, and the logo ends up getting faded out to the background. Or worse still is a red-green logo. So that can represent something like Christmas in people's minds. So be very careful about what you choose with that. And of course, there's all sorts of resources that can assist you with this, but be very careful when you select your colors. They do say a lot about your business, and this is just kind of laying down that foundation for getting things started. Okay, so you have your colors in mind. I'll just choose ours. Ours, we chose blue and orange for the fact that they are related to one another. They are counter colors, and the emotions that they elicit in the people that see our colors. So we chose blue and orange. And the next thing that I really want to encourage you to do is just think. Just take a second, take a breath, and think about what you want your logo to say about your business. Big construction branding, what we had in mind was that we were apt to make people's brands huge, to make them big. So immediately we just started brainstorming, and we thought about what's big, what's huge, what's something that people can relate to. We landed on a gorilla. No regrets about that whatsoever. We love our gorilla. It is a staple in our business. It is something that we make lots of jokes about. We make gorilla noises. We make all sorts of stuff. But the point is, it is a unique logo. I'm not saying our logo is the best or anything. I'm saying it was our choice. It was a choice that we made it something that jumps off the page. It's not an initial. It's not a signature. It's something that really jumps off the page. And it's also something that, in general, maybe you don't immediately know what we do based on the logo, but you can kind of jump to a conclusion. Big size, construction, we're working in the construction industry, and branding. So, we put these things together with our logo. God knows you know exactly what we're talking about.